What's up, everybody? Welcome back. It's Alternative Influence Coaching Company. Welcome to the vlog. If you get distracted, yes, I do have blue food coloring on my fingers. So let's just get that out of the way right now because I use my hands a lot and you're going to see it. So this is a little, food coloring mishap over the weekend. So I hope you all are well and don't have blue fingers. So today I would like to get straight into the topic of how you gauge success. What is success? And I'm going to spend time on this. This is not just a one video answer because I don't think it can be. But I do want to cover a couple of the topics I have on the board. So your measure for success is what? Years ago I had a client and her son was in college and no great way to say it. They were a very well-off family, and he had spent time in college, and he was having a lot of fun being very much a college frat boy. And this client of mine, who I value as a very key person in my life, said, "You need to meet my son. I would love for you to talk with him." And after a couple months of him graduating college and coming back down here to Nashville, him and I had a couple of conversations over the course of many months, and really trying to get to the heart, to his heart, to the authenticity, as it were. I got to get to know the young man and try to figure out where we have commonality. And as I'm hearing him speak and hearing about the pressure of family, the pressure of his dad's former coworkers. He had lost his father when he was 12 years old. His dad was wildly successful. These issues and his dad's colleagues speaking into his life, trying to encourage him, were just kind of not misconstrued, but misunderstood by him. And I thought that was really interesting. I thought someone of your background with success kind of built into your DNA, and this bothers you. And I wondered why. Well, it turns out that he felt like his identity was wrapped up in who his dad was and how successful his dad was at his job and what made him successful, and everybody just expected this out of him. And it was just a lot of pressure. So it forced him to embrace his immaturity and kind of numb the pain. I mean, that's typically what we all do. Some of us go a little harder than others, and as soon as the chains of childhood are broken, you turn 18 or 19 years old, and you just go and try everything as fast as humanly possible. So he did do that as well, and that's what kind of brought us together. So I am thankful for that. One day I asked him, I said, what is your ultimate motivator? He was talking about changing jobs, and he didn't want to take a job at his dad's former company, which is huge by this time. I said, what's the holdup? Like, what's the issue? Why is this so hard of a decision? He goes, man, I just want to be successful. And I was like, okay, well, how do you gauge success? And he stopped and thought for a second, and he was a little embarrassed. He hung his head, and he goes, I guess, I don't know, maybe money? Interesting. So you're gauging your success up against your dad's success, and the common denominator there is to out-earn your father, who obviously cannot compete with you. Is that right? And when I put it in plain English like that, he was kind of, like I said, embarrassed was a good word. It's tough to think about. Like, you don't really ever stop, and you're just so busy, treading water or running forward and going after what you think is your goal, when you really realize you're going after goals that are impressed upon you from your culture. That was the same way it was for this young man. After we discussed these things a little bit more, we were able to separate his identity from his work and pull out some of that hurt or pull out some of that. I guess the word there would be a comparison with what his dad did in his dad's life as opposed to what he's going to do in his life, and how it's different, and it can be different, and it's okay to be different. It can even be outside of the realm of his education or outside the realm of the business in which his dad had built. So reflecting now back on that, this young man now is married, and him and his wife both work for a medical startup that is a crazy awesome healthcare technology that I'll just leave it at that. Some of it is a little bit beyond me, but and he has made his own way, and he looks at success as being able to have that contact with his wife and his family, and not have the pressure of earning X, Y, and Z. So it's hugely, like, in that process of like learning him, I'm learning about myself, right, and discussing these things. And I thought I'd like to share that with you and say, is money your ultimate measure of success? And if so, can you see why that might be ultimately one of the most dangerous measures of success that are out there? If you haven't gotten past that measure of success, then it's going to feel a little empty when you get there. Money doesn't have any innate ability to connect with you. And people will say, money doesn't buy happiness, but money can buy you a whole lot of things that make you happy. Right, sure. But you still feel empty. There's still some emptiness there if your success is only tied up in that earning potential. Because you'll make it, and then you'll set a new goal, and then you'll make that goal, and you'll set a new goal, and you'll make that goal before you know it. All you're doing is trying to keep the coffers full, trying to keep the accounts full. And you lose a little bit of traction in reality. You might lose a relationship or jeopardize a relationship. Just things like that don't necessarily bring you energy and desire and fuel, at least in a positive way, right? People are typically motivated by money. Don't look at relationships as valuable. They look at the relationships as what can I get out of you? What can I leverage this relationship for? How much is this worth to me? And that's something that I want you to take away. There's a lot of that in this entrepreneurial world, in the business world. It's earning potential. It's guys flexing about what they've made, and it's not necessarily a bad thing to talk about and kind of give yourself some validity, especially as a coach, right? It's not a bad thing to give yourself some validity as what you've been able to help people accomplish as far as a dollar amount. But if it's the only thing you're hearing, and when you sign up or you try to get close to this person, you're immediately shuffled to an assistant or someone else, and you're not getting to talk with this person, that's a shut off for me. Like that, I have a hard time with that. That means you just use those figures to make a sale, right? To get my information, to get my money. And you're really not that motivated by adding value to my life. So, I know that's a two-sided coin. I know that's not always the case. And I've been pleasantly surprised about really good individuals who aren't like that, who are very wealthy, and who are very driven. We're very surprised. Very kind hearts out there as well, but they are way fewer and far between. So I am here to tell you that loosely hang on to that idea of money being your driver. Put it at 2 or 3 or even 4 on your priority list of things that make you happy. We're going to talk about the others. We're just not going to talk about them today. So this is where I'm going to leave you. I want to know, what is your measure, what is your indicator for a successful business or life? Okay? I'll let you think about it. Meanwhile, like this video and subscribe to this channel. Please, I need your help. I need to grow this channel, and I only can do it with you. So if you need any other questions answered, direct message us or email us. All the information is on this Facebook page. All right. We will see you guys real soon.